New year, new me, who are you, boy? If you're in my way, you better move, boy. I don't ever miss a cue like schoolboy. Ain't no telling what I'ma do, boy. Ha, 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 ha. I bet you thought you had me figured out, but nah. I'm way too unpredictable.
Hello and welcome to the Texas Raptors podcast. My name is Darren and we are joined with three very special people in our podcast studio remotely across the world. We're going to go with our regular co-host on the this side of the screen here.
Which side are you talking
Definitely
about?
the wrong side.
Oh, there he is. There he is. He was looking down. And then we also have a resident guest, Devin. How's it going, Devin?
Hey, how's it going? Still here?
And our man with the plan, Dan. How's it going, Dan?
Ooh.
It's going well. I have no plan though, so yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, then we've got nothing to talk about. Then we're fucked. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Tech, welcome. Also known as Insane Pixel Coverage Week, because if you have any social media, you've probably just been inundated with everything Pixel. And we're going to talk all about Pixel very, very soon. But we're actually going to start with a semi-regular segment on the show called The Weird and Wonderful Stuff on eBay. And it's been a while since we've done this. And so we like to frequent the less popular categories on eBay. The one that's yielded the best results has been the weird stuff category. So we're going to start there today. So the weird stuff category on eBay is for the slightly unusual, totally bizarre, and really weird things that you see in the world of eBay. Now I'm going to scroll down because a couple of these caught my attention.
Oh, I'm excited.
So let's start with this one here. This is Trump 2024 novelty notes. The fight. They're $1.89. Which is pretty good because that looks like what currency would that be? I don't know, $20 note? No, I don't even know.
It says 2024, so I don't.
So
know.
that's $2,024. That's pretty good for $1.89.
Yeah, it's not worth a lot. Not worth a whole lot.
No.
Mm.
I mean, most
from,
of the
from what I understand, probably a lot less expensive than most Trump merchandise that you can
yes.
get right now.
this
So
is
it's a
true.
steal.
Not too
is
bad.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
Now
Just
it's
don't
$1.89. $1.89 for the actual product, but $2.99 for shipping, and that's US prices. Something sus going on there.
I wonder if they're padding the price with the shipping cost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Other things that caught my attention here, and this one I think might be my favorite. I'm going to give you a second to read this.
What?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
So this is wrist ankle restraint set for spread eagle position, hospital style. I don't actually know what hospital style means, apart from the fact that they might restrain you in the hospital this way.
I think that's something they do in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a UK thing.
Daily.
What'd you say?
Daily
Occurrence, mate.
Hospital.
Now,
yeah. Okay.
I'm looking at, see, what disturbed me the most about this photo here.
What's
Let me
that?
see if I can
What is
do
that
I
on
like
the
the
bed?
similar items, but that was quite good.
First of all, this bed looks very, very used, and that slightly bothers me, considering that
It looks
these
kind of
restraints.
haunted too.
A little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
I was looking for stains on the mattress. I couldn't find any when zooming in, but it's definitely a creepy thing. I personally like the cotton
padded.
covered wrist
Yeah.
and ankle things. I think that's a nice touch. But I wanted to see the description because I hadn't had a chance to read this. So this item is still unescapable. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to see if you can see this right there. For more fun, a waist restraint can be
How is
added.
that fun? I can't get out.
Or you can request the cuffs in a different location. Please note this works with king and queen size beds, and it may be usable with a single if you wrap it around the bed.
Ooh, I
cuffs
use a full.
Yeah, sorry,
Shoot.
Jace, you can't do
Damn
this.
Oh, well.
The cuffs will not be able to be spread as wide. Please let me know if you need them customized. Probably the most
Hey
scariest.
guys, just to let
fact-
you know, this is Darren's listing.
Yes,
And
oh,
it is
shit.
used.
Yes, it's used, but in good shape. 678 items have been sold
Hmm.
of this
I don't even
particular thing.
What I want to know though is how can we use technology to make this situation better?
This AI.
You
AI.
could
I
was
use
just gonna
crash
say, you're-
detection to
Yeah.
call emergency services, or you could use Gemini. Say, hey, how do I get out of a hospital-style spread eagle contraption on my bed? And maybe
I feel like
Gemini Live will help you.
But then your captor has heard it as well, so then you're in trouble.
This is true.
I feel like this is more like the AI friends like wish list than it is
Yes.
like the weird stuff
Ooh.
category.
Yeah,
It's
true.
well, I've actually found Jason's listing.
Many
we've already
packs, yeah.
seen this, Darren.
We've seen that one before. I know,
We've
but
seen it many times.
It was his the first time. Now it's mine. Okay.
Okay, so I want to bring up this one here.
What
Okay.
the hell?
So
With
this is a
brain parasites?
replica ape
Ah.
with brain parasites, wet specimen. I don't know how they ship this, and I'm very curious. Do they ship it with the liquid in the jar, or is this something you fill up yourself?
You should order it and find out.
We should order it and find out. Now, this is
Tech
what it looks
Disruptor's
like.
credit card.
Oh,
Okay, so yeah,
cool.
you add your own water. What?
Yeah.
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 It's. I mean, it's creepy looking. It'd be great for Halloween, possibly.
But who's paying that?
Well, I mean, it'd be great to add to the collection. I mean, mine right now doesn't have the parasite, so that's
Ooh.
You have a
really cool.
collection?
It's true. Yeah, he does. This is true.
He's never come back on again. He's like, these guys are weird. Hospital style, brains with parasites. What the hell are we talking about?
I don't know about you, but if you're saving money by not buying any tech, there's a lot of great items there on eBay. I feel like we should have our own eBay store of just weird shit we find in our local neighborhoods.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, because I can tell you right now, in my local neighborhood, people will literally sell you anything. And quite literally anything.
Before you go to a topic, though,
Yes.
we have to talk about toilets.
Oh,
Yes.
Sure.
Should.
Of course, right? That's the
Normal
natural
procedure, yep.
progression.
Oh, yes.
The rumor-
Sorry.
Darren's like, what?
I had no idea what the segue was until I just got it.
Terrible segue. I'm
Fucking
sorry, guys.
thumbnail.
So
Yeah.
Apple, in their infinite wisdom, or the rumor is that they are releasing a bronze iPhone 16, which to me resembles, and to a lot of people, something that's
Baby
flushed
crap?
down your toilet.
Yeah.
wasn't the leaks last year for like the 15 series of like a bronze iPhone that looked actually really good?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think bronze would be a good color, but this doesn't look bronze to me. That
Yeah,
color
that-
on the far
I
right.
believe I've already coined the term, and if you follow me on X, you know I called it baby shit brown. And Devin, I know Devin was a big fan of that description.
yeah.
Devin, let me ask you, is this the color you would buy out of these four you see on screen here?
I mean, to be fair, I'm always the person that likes to buy the color over a black or white, but I
Right.
don't think that's the color. I don't know.
I-
I don't think I would
Wait,
buy
which?
that color.
So, the far right, that's the one in question,
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
Yes.
If we all were big Apple fans, or you are an Apple fan, it's going to be the same internals. Is that a color you think is going to sell because of its controversy?
That's replacing the natural titanium. I think from what I remember, that's the new color, right? So you've got, or is it a white, black, natural titanium, baby shit brown? I don't know what
I don't know.
colors.
The only benefit to that color would be is if you're constantly on the toilet using it
Yeah.
and you drop it, no one's
Drop
going
it,
to
yeah.
know.
I think it matches my underwear.
Well, those are called stains. You need to use like bleach.
Yes.
But then it won't match my iPhone.
Yeah, I know. That's right. Yeah.
Could you imagine
Or
the
Think it
cases?
through, Jason. Come on.
Oh, the cases. are
Tidy
gonna
whitey
be-
cases? Come on.
Oh, that's it. There you go. Maybe that's your idea
No,
right
the
there.
Tech Disruptors, tidy whitey
Tidy
cases
whitey
for
case.
the iPhone 16.
Yeah.
Devin, get on that for us.
It brings a whole new meaning to if it ain't iPhone, it ain't shit.
Shit,
That's
there we
exactly
go, right?
right.
Yes.
That was
Well done,
that's going to
Devin.
say
Well
it right
done.
on the back.
Now, okay, so here is what I think. I think this may be inaccurate. So this week I've been receiving emails from a lot of these brands that create phone cases, and a lot of the time they're preparing for the iPhone 16, and they'll send you what their iPhone 16 case lineup is going to look like.
Right.
Have yet to see anything that resembles a bronze gold color in the form of cases, because usually they match the colors of the case with the phone itself. I haven't seen anything that looks like
Maybe
it
no
would
one's
match that
stupid
color.
enough to make a
Well, maybe, and there's also that. I mean, a brown leather case might look good.
Yeah, I don't know. It could
But-
be. This could be a farce. This could be AI for all we know. AI
I was
is
gonna
everywhere
say,
now. You know.
To be completely honest, this color looks a little bit saturated to me. The last picture that you had pulled up probably looked a lot more like.
Yeah, let
what
me
it was
pull that
going
one
to
up
be.
again. This
Yeah,
one.
but that was an older version, right? And there was also a comparison. I think Samsung, the S8 line had a brown, but
Yeah,
it wasn't that turd-like.
you know,
I guess
here's an
that's-
idea, Apple. Get the fuck away from gold and brown and bronze. Like, no one's going to buy those fucking colors. No one bought the gold iPhone unless you were a fucking hippie and you like the color gold. And I think 3 people in the world may have bought that color. And they've had different variations of that gold. They've had
Yeah.
rose gold, fucking gold.
Darren, you're missing the point here. We've been saying if it, like Devin said, if it ain't shit, if it ain't Apple, it ain't shit, right?
Shit. Yeah.
They finally listened to us and like, look, we are the shit, and they're going to
is
sell
true.
this, and they're going to make millions of dollars off this.
Devin, if you pull out a
Is-
rose gold iPad, I'm going
is
to.
It's not the rose gold, but it's the gold iPad Mini.
Speaking of
Okay.
rose gold, have you guys seen the pink Pixel 9?
the peony color you're
Yes.
talking about.
Peony.
Yes.
Yes. So I
Peony,
got
yeah.
that from my wife, and we switched her from the 8 to the 9, and she swears it's rose gold. I said that is pink. Or
No,
rose, like a
actually,
rose
hang
pink.
on, hang
Looked
on.
pink.
I believe the 9 Pro
Not the
might
9
have
Pro.
a different. No, but the 9 Pro has a pink color too, right?
It does, but it's not as dark. I don't think.
But
not
that's a
rose.
pink gold. That's a rose gold.
Right, but she's
I
got the
believe.
9, and it's
Yeah.
pink. Like it is dark.
It's pretty fucking pink. Let me pull this up. Hang on.
Yeah.
We went from
It
shit
looks
to pink.
pink.
You know what'd you say?
It does look pretty pink.
It does, yeah. It's a good looking phone. I'll be honest. I was
Hmm.
kind of
Oh,
Worried
it's
about-
beautiful looking
It looks
device.
real pink.
that camera bar looks horrible in these pictures, but I
Yeah.
find myself with mine like resting my finger right there. It actually is a great place to rest your finger.
I
have the
dig it.
Pro XL, so
Yeah.
Of course.
The pink Pixel 9 is the one that Google sent me
Of
out for a
course.
review. And that review's coming in case you're following us. But it's not a color I would buy, but that was the first taste of their design language that I got, and I liked it.
Mhm.
I like the matte rails. I wish they would do just I don't know who Marquez may have said this. I wish they would just do an all matte.
yes.
Like
I
matte
don't
Yes,
understand when the
sides,
please.
Pro
matte
has
back,
shiny
please.
sides and a matte back. I would rather have matte all around because
Yeah.
shiny, as we know from the iPhone, scratch easy. Now mine's in a case,
Yeah.
but they scratch.
But they're
Yep.
very grippy. I find their shiny ones are pretty grippy most of the time. Like I don't know. I know people are going to say matte's grippier, but I don't know. I think it looks okay. Now, can I just bring up? We need to highlight something here because this is a Tech Disruptors first, believe it or not.
Ooh.
So, last week we talked about some crazy AI stuff, and we talked about the company Waymo. And for those of you who remember last week's show, we talked about how there was a parking lot in a US city where all of the Waymo cars were coming together in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. and honking at each other and communicating. I want to show you something because I think we actually fixed it. We actually made real change. So this was an article that
That was
came
easy.
out on Tuesday. And the director of Waymo, Vishay Nilani, came out and said they have issued a firmware update. That means that the cars will no longer honk at each other. And I believe this was post-podcast that this decision was made. So I think we should give ourselves a round of applause.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
did it.
yes.
We actually
Investigative journalism
created.
right here. We
we
tip
made
the
real
scales on
change.
a lot of things. You'd be surprised.
Real change
did
has
he
happened.
We're not
did he
just pretty
explain why they were doing this in the
He
first
does.
place?
Yeah. So in the article, he
faces
said,
to freak us out.
Mm.
We found the intern
Okay.
that accidentally did this.
Is it like
honking
the
was an intentional feature for taxis cruising on public roads to avoid collisions, but honking
Okay.
at each other while idling in a parking lot was never intentional. Basically, he said that it was like a safety feature in case someone
Right.
tries to back into
so
you.
since they were so close together, they were just beeping at each other to make sure they weren't any accidents. Okay.
Correct. But
Huh.
no one would have known that this was happening unless it was the Tech Disruptors podcast, right?
Right. Now, Dan
So-
had mentioned he doesn't drive.
Mhm.
This is
He
true.
can drive. He just doesn't drive, correct?
Yes, he's afraid of autonomous
Okay.
cars.
Well, we're
I
not
believe
going to
that's
get
what
the
he said.
details. So do you guys have Waymo, like totally self-driving?
No, we
Taxis?
don't have that in Canada.
No,
No.
Okay. They're in California as far as I know.
I
don't
think
know
it's
where
mostly
else.
being tested in the US, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not where I'm at, obviously. I live in the middle of nowhere, so
Oh, fair enough. He has a
Would
horse
you
and
use
carriage.
it
it'd be interesting to try. I've been in a Tesla of a buddy of mine who had the full self-driving, and it scared the crap out of me. But it drove through like residential streets. It got off
Yep.
exit ramps. It blew my mind. I didn't think
Now,
it'd be that good.
hang on a second. Jason, you're getting a Tesla, I believe, this weekend. Are
Saturday,
you planning
yeah,
on
pick it.
having those features in your Tesla?
Say that again.
Are you planning on having those same features in your Tesla?
It will have all those features. I think full self-driving is an extra charge monthly, or you can pay a lump sum.
Yep.
I get like 30 or 60 days for free.
Nice.
So I'm sure I'm going to try it, but
Yep.
I'm not too concerned about that. I'm just ready to move on to something. I'm a tech guy. Let's get a tech vehicle. I mean,
You know what I would
Yeah.
love, Jason? I would love for you to do our podcast from your car while it's self-driving. That
Well,
would
here's
be
the problem with
fucking
that.
amazing.
I don't know much about Tesla until I placed my order. There's a huge issue with like autopilot. Then there's full self-driving, but now it's called full self-driving, like supervised. So it's got a camera that faces the driver. This is the 2024, it's the newest one.
Yeah.
And the old versions had ultrasonic sensors and cameras. They don't have ultrasonic sensors anymore. It's just cameras.
Right.
So you have to be aware. You don't have to have your hands on the steering wheel, but you got to be like looking.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Huh. Because I know there's lots of videos online of people doing very inappropriate things while the car is self-driving.
Yeah,
on
that
busy
might be the
roads.
older versions because there's a less. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't planning on doing anything inappropriate.
Well, I mean, you know, you can imagine. Like I've seen videos of people sleeping
Oh,
while
like
the car's
eating
driving
food.
them to
Yeah,
work,
right,
eating
right,
food, that kind of stuff.
That's
right?
what you meant, right?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Not OnlyFans specials. Okay.
No, I mean, you can look up. I'm sure those videos exist too. I mean,
Oh,
feel
sure
free to
they
look
do.
those up on your own time. But
I think there's one Dan was making.
yeah, this is true. This is true. Now, speaking
I
of
wasn't promoting it
cars,
just yet, but okay.
not yet. He's coming. He's coming. Speaking of
Okay,
cars,
whoa,
That's
let's
the
keep going.
headline.
Move on. Damn it, Dan got to it.
have you guys seen the ID Buzz by Volkswagen?
No.
Yes and
Okay.
no. It's not.
So-
it's not good.
Ooh.
So
me
this
rephrase
is
that.
their.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Oh, it looks. I mean,
The
it
range
looks
is
fantastic.
terrible. It's so
Yeah.
big, and the U.S. version has 3 rows, so they made it bigger in the U.S. And it's
Yeah.
got like, I guarantee it'll have like 150 miles, 175 miles of range.
But
Not good enough,
here's the
man.
thing. Yeah, no, I know. I mean, it's so okay. Here's what I wanted to ask you about electric cars. I know, Jason, you've just bought your very first electric car. If I got that right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So when you're buying an electric car,
Mhm.
and as lovers of tech, I tend to gravitate towards cars that look good, kind of like a nice looking smartphone, and or like a nice, PC or whatever. I tend to gravitate towards those kind of cars, even though I know they're going to have shitty fucking mileage and I'm going to probably
True.
just regret the purchase instantly.
Right.
But like you look at like the Ioniq from Hyundai, beautiful looking car, spectacular looking car, but not all that great as an electric vehicle. Now this is a Volkswagen ID Buzz. It's a electric van,
Yeah, it's a minivan.
minivan,
Three-rows.
if you will. really like it looks fantastic inside. I mean, it has all the gadgets and the seats and all of that fun stuff. They have all-wheel drives, rear-wheel drives, all of that thing. So my question is, and I'll ask this because Jason, you've just bought, but I'll ask Devin and Dan here. Are you buying it based on how good the car looks, or are you buying it based on sheer mileage alone?
Like practicality.
Practicality.
Okay.
Looks.
And be honest, because Devin, you're
Damn.
smiling, and I have a funny feeling that you're the same.
That's the only reason you'd buy it. I mean, if the range isn't that good, then
Yeah, you're exactly
looks.
right.
Yeah.
But then, is
Well,
it going to
I think-
be practical for what you actually want it to do? I don't know.
Well, if you're driving like 10-mile sprints a day and you have a
Why would
family of 5,
Why would you? Yeah.
well, you know what I'm saying? Like you're just driving 10 miles a day. I mean, I don't think 200 miles is bad because you can charge at home overnight, even on the lowest voltage, and it'll be fine. But I think if you're buying a minivan, it's because you need it. Here in the U.S., we travel a lot. I live in rural America, so we've got to go 20.
I mean, you
15,
guys
20
can
miles.
go for forever across
was
the
that?
Yes.
country. You guys can go forever across the country. Like 200 miles here in the UK is like most of the country.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I get what you're
So
saying.
like, for us, it's probably more practical. But
Right.
you know, for a sort of, it just looks like the kind of thing where you want to go traveling a bit.
Well, the UK or I think there's a European version that just came out, or maybe it's in China. I can't remember. It's a smaller one. It's only 2 rows, and it probably gets a hell of a lot better range. But as America, everything has to be bigger, so it's got less. But you said look, so to me, the Tesla's pretty bland. The Model 3, which is what I got, I just got the sedan. The 2024 is refreshed. To me,
Cheapskate.
that's a sleek looking vehicle. It's not beautiful, but it's not terrible. So to me, it's practicality because I got the long range version, and it's a decent looking car.
Okay, now I don't think it looks so good.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
the
know how old
back
this
looks
video is.
terrible. The front's not too bad. It
I'm
looks
out.
retro, but the back
I'm
is
out.
terrible.
I don't know. I think
That
there's something
fucking front
about
grill,
it.
man. That grill
That
is
grill, you're
awful.
not a fan, eh?
Oh my god.
So,
I'm a little
I
excited though,
think
talking about
I
it.
think the thing is most people know Volkswagen for their, very eco-conscious,
Yes.
eco-friendly,
dad
type
car?
of stuff, right? Surely, like,
What is that
and
window?
and
What
clearly,
the hell is that?
What is
this
happening?
is going to appeal to all of the hippies and all of the people that are, very green and eco.
It's a combi van, right? That's what it is. It's the van that made Volkswagen
Look,
famous, like the
it's a
driving to the
start.
beaches.
Exactly.
It's a start. Batteries are getting better. For me, like the Model 3 that I ordered does 360 miles of range. So my plan is if I don't have to charge it for 2 weeks and charge it like one night every 2 weeks, it's not going to
Yeah.
cost me that much. Something like this, if I'm buying a minivan, it's because I need to travel with my entire family. I need something that goes a little, I don't know. Dan's like, I'm done.
Yeah, but
I'm
like,
out of this.
why? I mean, interior wise, it looks nice, but like,
Yeah,
I just don't understand why they have to make electric cars look like such fucking shit boxes.
Yeah,
Like,
like
what
something totally
is,
off a different planet.
what's the
Yeah.
design? Who's
Mhm.
coming up with these designs? Look like toys.
Here's my other question. Why
Yes.
do all EVs have the entire roof line have to be glass? Why can't we just have a regular roof? I don't understand because glass will make your car hotter.
correct. Yeah,
I was
Doesn't
just
make
going
any
to say,
sense
I
to me.
can easily see somebody wanting to get this, put solar panels on the top,
Yep.
and this is where they live now, right? Like all the
Oh,
van life
100%.
people,
Yeah, those
this
van
is-
life. Yeah.
Yeah,
There
this
you go,
is it,
Dan.
right?
You can live in a van down by the river.
If it looks better, maybe.
No one understand that reference, did they?
No, I got
Matt
the sister
Foley, the
song.
motivational
Yeah,
Got
speaker.
it. I got it.
I know.
Come
I got
on.
it. We got it. We got
Dan's like, what's the SNL? Matt Foley. When you're off
I
this
don't know.
podcast, I know it's late. Look up Matt Foley, the motivational speaker.
it. Yes, I know.
From
You know, I've
SNL.
seen that.
Okay.
Now, just one thing I will say. So I'm just looking at the different models they have here for this particular car. The Pro model, so
Ooh,
which
a
comes with
Pro
the 6
model?
seats.
I want the Pro XL.
So hang on a second. This is pretty good. So head-up display, Harman Kardon
It's like buying a
700
phone.
watt speakers, power sliding doors.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's
I'm gonna guess, Dan, you're not a big fan of EVs, huh?
no. It's
I'm not right now.
No,
No.
and that's the thing. Like people say, you're an idiot for buying it. Okay, well, it's my money. I do what I want with my money. It's cool.
No. I think if you're buying a Tesla, like,
The reason why I bought Tesla
Right.
because they've been around for how long?
exactly. They're tried and tested, right?
Right.
Yeah. Now again, this is we've been talking about EVs and stuff, but another thing that something that caught my attention this week is, you may know that in certain parts of the world, a lot of wars are happening. There's a lot of conflict happening in the world.
Really?
And
No way.
I know. So you may have heard of Ukraine, Russia. There's the conflict going on there currently.
Doesn't sound familiar.
But I wanted to show you guys. I would argue the best application of an AI robot, and this has to do with the war efforts in Ukraine. So let me just pull up. It's not. I promise this is not.
Please no.
Dan knows what's coming. He's like, I'm not doing this again.
No, I promise you, this is not a video. This is what's a video, but it's not. Hang on. So I want to show you this video.
Oh, phew.
I gotta.
Thank God.
Hang on, I gotta get full screen on this if I can. No,
Did it just blow up?
Fuck. Okay, I don't know if you can. Let me zoom in. Watch what's on its back.
That's Wi-Fi.
Makes you wondering that's a machine gun and a rocket launcher on top.
Holy shit. Smash.
No, it doesn't show him shooting him. I wish it
It's
did.
just a bunch of metal tubes stuck to the back of that damn thing.
Just
Now,
looks
I
scary.
wait to get my hands on that model. That's gonna be
That's
awesome.
seriously. Now
I
there
saw
was
something
another
like that
video.
similar to something like that too, where they were using it to kill fire ants. I think we showed
That's
it.
right. They
with
burned
the-
him.
with
Yeah,
the-
that's
yeah.
yeah.
The flamethrower.
This is like an upgrade. You got a semi-automatic weapon on its back and a rocket launcher, which is amazing.
That could come in handy in certain professions, you know.
I'm just saying. Now, this one here was another one that caught my attention because it's the same dog, quote unquote, but it's a scouting dog to go through the war field and try and help out. This one's kind of interesting because they've got it cloaked.
Ooh. Whoa.
So it's covered in camouflage.
What the hell would you do if you came across that thing? It's a freaking,
Oh my god, just start firing. That's what I was wondering
I'd
too.
be like,
Yeah.
it's a freaking ghost.
Resupply.
Robot dogs. I think armoring up a robot dog can only go well.
Yeah, but I could
but
do
like-
one better. No, that's a dog, and that's
Yes.
fantastic. But I'd rather be paid $48 an hour to wear a motion capture suit for Tesla.
Oh, yes. Do you want me to pull that up?
Did you
Hang on
guys
a
hear
second.
about that? Dan, did you hear
Yeah.
about that? Tesla's paying
Mm,
up to $48 an hour for you to wear a motion capture suit so they can train their humanoid robots.
holy
So basically,
shit.
you're training your replacement.
I didn't know about that, no.
I'll pull this up. I got it right here. One
So
second.
if you're ever concerned that you
Can't be
your arm
replaced,
starts to
though.
hurt or your back
Can't be
hurts,
replaced.
you can't be replaced. Now, $48 an hour is fucking some good money. Like, how
wear
do
a
I
suit.
sign
Bad.
up for this shit? Yeah. Like, that's not bad. $48 an hour? And all I got to do is just
Here's what I'll
collect some
do. When I
data?
go pick up my car on Saturday, I'll ask the dealership, hey, can I get rid of those humanoid suits too?
I'd have to
you
be
just pay
doing
me
more
to
than
wear
just
it?
being sat here, though, wouldn't
Hang
What
on a
was that?
second.
I? I'd have to be doing more than just being sat in my chair.
Hang on. I'm just reading. Okay. Applicants must stand between 5 feet 7 inches and 5 feet 10 inches tall. Why so small?
Phew.
Oh, yeah.
So the robots can't attack.
Just.
You know, they're 6'5". It's creepy if they attack you, but if they're 5'7", you're like, just tap them on the head, they fall over. You know.
You have to be able to carry 30 pounds too. I don't know if that's a deal breaker for some of you guys. It's 7 hours a day. That's quite a long day.
I can bench about 400. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
So you have to wear.
But 7, yeah, it's not.
I know. I'm
I
sick.
can
5
easily
is
lift 30 pounds, and yeah.
35. 5
Are
hours.
we,
is
all
my
over, are we
max.
all over 5'7" or no?
I would say I am.
5'10", so
Okay, so me and Dan are about the same
Yeah.
height. I'm 5'10", 5'11". Yeah, okay.
I'm
So I could do
6'1".
this.
So
Okay.
Take
your high heels off, Darren.
No, for real. I'm fucking 6'1". I'm just not. I would never be able to
Just kidding.
stay. Yeah. I mean, I could break my ankles and fucking take my feet out if you like. Maybe that'd lower me a couple of inches. But
Give
so
it a
you
go.
have to wear a virtual reality suit for an extended period of time, which could be disorienting and uncomfortable for some people.
I don't care. Give me $48 an hour to walk around in a suit.
For those that don't wear clothes.
Well, there's that. There's
You have
also
to walk
that
around
too,
naked too. They didn't tell you that part.
Yeah, so the AI stuff is getting kind of funny. I listen, $48 an hour. Like there are worse jobs you
Well,
could have.
I was
for
seeing a
$48
few
an hour.
articles where some said between 22 and 4 or 25 and 28. But if
Right.
like I could wear it and it wasn't too like obvious, which I'm sure it is, and I can go to
Yeah.
my job, I could make double
Yeah.
the money.
This is true, but that would have to pad your crotch though. That's the only thing.
Well, it depends what kind of job you do. Like if you work at Wendy's or if you work at like a restaurant and a server, you probably don't have to wear the suit.
Is that an ice cream cone, or you're just happy to see me? Yeah. So
Ice cream cone. What?
if you're interested, I'm sure there's a job posting on the Tesla website somewhere, and you can go to town and
Look,
figure out
Tesla,
what
I
it
know
is.
you're not listening, but if by chance you catch wind of this, I'm speaking for all 4 of us in the stream. We will all wear one,
Yes.
even Dan.
Nice. Now, strange, maybe weird segue into the world of paying people to do things. Jason brought this to my attention. Chick-fil-A. So
Is Chick-fil-A worldwide, or are they only in the U.S.? In North
we
America?
have it in Canada. We have it in Canada.
Or North America. You guys
I
I think we
Chick-fil-A,
have
Dan?
I think we have 1 or 2 here now as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So it's nationwide. Okay.
Okay, so well, I think we can all agree there's a lot of streaming services out there. And for the lack of a better term, for those of you who don't know what Chick-fil-A is, Jason, you tell our audience here what Chick-fil-A actually is.
It's a fast food restaurant that serves chicken.
That's very specific. Thank you.
And it's really
Um,
good. It's really good.
yeah, it
chicken.
is
I don't
really
think
good. It is
people
really
think it's
good.
overrated, but I actually really enjoy it. I prefer Popeyes more. Don't
Yeah.
get mad at me, but Chick-fil-A is very good.
Now,
So good that they're doing this.
Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Idiocracy with Judd Apatow. Okay, so you may remember in that movie, one of the things that they bring, it's set in a horrible, distant future where society's become dumb and can't solve basic problems.
So
But-
now, okay.
But if you remember in the movie, every single daily interaction with something was sponsored by a fast food chain.
Mhm.
So like, Taco Bell was the phone company, right? Like, like that stuff like that. I feel like we're starting to get into the dangerous, like idiocracy coming real territory with this kind of thing.
Well, yeah, think about it. It's a restaurant. They're going to say, hey, give us $20 a month or $15 a month. You could stream shows and get $5 off your meal. So you're eating greasy, well, it's not all greasy, but you're eating fast food while watching TV.
Why? I don't.
If you read more about it, they're doing like they've already linked up with like certain people that have done popular game shows.
Yeah. So they say here they've been working with production companies and traditional studios, including game shows produced by Glassman Media and Sugar 23, which are some of the biggest production companies for game shows.
Darren, don't laugh because we might be the official podcast for Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Listen, Chick-fil-A, I'm okay with that. As long as we get discount on
All of a
Chick-fil-A.
sudden, we love Chick-fil-A.
Right? Yeah, we love Chick-fil-A now. Devin, how many subscription streaming services do you subscribe to, would you say?
Oh, wow. That was a question I didn't know we were
Streaming
getting
service?
into.
Oh,
that
sorry
what
about that. Yes, not pay-per-view or...
No, but like
I mean-
you can subscribe to apps too. There are certain apps that will
Yeah,
refer you
yeah.
to
So I'm talking about your traditional ones, like your Netflixes. Like how many would you say you subscribe to?
Probably 4 or 5
Okay.
if I had to not look at my bank account.
Bill? Yeah.
You know?
I counted mine up and it was 4, so I'm a bit concerned about that, and I'd be probably canceling more of them tomorrow. Dan, what about you? Are you
I think it's
subscription based?
similar, like 4 or 5, but like if you put OnlyFans in there, it's about 50.
Right, yes.
So yeah,
What about you, Jason? Oh.
I'm probably closer to 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be canceling.
gonna
a lot.
say,
we
if
have
you-
Peacock still. We're canceled that. It's a year. We paid for a year. We got the discount like $30 for the year. We just don't like. I got Paramount Plus, but it came free with my Walmart Plus subscription. We don't really watch it, but I can't really cancel it because it's part of the package. Kind of like
Mhm.
Amazon Prime.
Same
and
with
the
ours.
video.
We've
Yeah.
got it, but yeah.
So I was looking into the companies that make these Glassman productions, these game shows.
Mhm.
Some of these are not game shows I would particularly want to subscribe to watch. So
Like what?
I won't go through the list. It's the same thing. But what I'm getting at here is like, how many of us here doing this podcast right now religiously watch game shows? Like, Jason, how many game shows do you watch?
I will say, like, when we're bored, because with cable, you can just flip through channels. But when you have a streaming
Yeah.
service, like Hulu gives you, like, suggestions. And there's been a handful of, like, game shows we've tried to watch. Like, there's one where these guys stand in front of water and the balls hit them and knock them in the water. I'm like, this is the stupidest concept ever.
Blackout? Is that what that's called?
No, it's
Oh.
you have to answer questions. And if you got it wrong,
Oh.
the ball hits you and knocks you into the water. It's really, there's a
Okay.
lot of them out there.
Fair, yeah.
And I would say religiously none. My wife likes that Press Your Luck, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't even watch the new one of that anymore. So not very.
What about you,
religiously.
Devin?
Yeah, my mom used to watch game shows religiously. Like when the Game Show Network
Mhm.
launched,
Yep.
she was all over that. But yeah, me personally, nah, I don't remember the last time I watched something that was a game show.
Dan, I know, is a big game show fan. What about you?
Used to be probably when I was a kid, but like
Yeah.
these days, it's like they're a bit rubbish now. Maybe a few months, so it's just randomly come on TV. But
Dan? Yeah, the ones that you like,
Got
you
it.
flick on and they're playing in the background while you're cooking dinner. That's
you're
like
watching
the one-
the sport finishes, and it's just there.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you brought up a good idea. It's like age based. Like when I was younger, it was like, what was that Nickelodeon where they get slimed all the time, and like
Yes.
the Temple Run, and
Mm.
not Temple Run, but whatever they call it, Aztec.
The
Something.
Floor is
Legendary.
Lava. Did you ever see that one on Netflix?
Floor is
That was actually pretty
lava.
good.
It was
That's
actually
pretty
pretty
good. I
decent.
enjoyed that.
Because I had young kids, and it was a
Yeah.
friendly show to watch as a family. But like Ninja Warrior, it's okay,
Oh, that's-
but it's the
yeah.
same stuff over and over and over and over again. It gets to me, it's like, meh.
So here is an example of one of the game shows they're going to be featuring on this network.
Wait,
And
they
this
get
is
rid
a
of Block
couple-
Darren.
No,
I don't know if Devin's actually seen this before.
Swear, Darren's gone. I kicked him off. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, Dan.
Okay, so
Sorry I had to do that, Dan.
sorry, it had to be done. It had to be done. Devin
And,
has
you
never
know,
had that happen.
Restream has changed the setup a
Oh.
little bit. For me to kick you off took me a little while to figure out.
I know, yeah. So
like,
we got a
damn it,
little
wrong
bit of a
button.
tip in there. But anyway, so yeah, Chick-fil-A streaming service. Does it have a price? I didn't see a price in the article. I was looking.
I think
for
it's
it.
really early. But do you
Yeah.
guys remember Quibi?
Yep.
Was it Quibi? They
Yep.
had like
That name
8-minute
sounds familiar.
shows, and they had like $1 billion invested, and some of the shows were real, like Kevin Hart, The Rock. I mean, some of the stuff was really, really good, but it didn't catch on because
Oh,
the
yeah.
society we live in now is like short form, so like 8 4-minute videos is perfect. I think Roku or Raku, however you want to say it, they bought Quibi, and
Yes.
they've kind of successfully turned a lot of those shows into movies and seasons, but I feel like this is
Was
another
that
Quibi.
vertical?
No,
Was
Quibi was not
okay,
vertical.
No.
no,
Okay.
it was widescreen. Like they had a really cool show about like a girl who had mental health issues. They were in a plane, it crashed, and their survival story. It was really cool.
Nice.
Really well shot. They spent millions of dollars and
Yeah.
just didn't succeed. I
Now-
feel like this is going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Who's going to
Now,
watch?
hang on a second. I don't want to mean to interrupt, Jason. Give me
Go
a
ahead.
second here, because there's something that just caught my attention here, and I highlighted it on screen.
Oh no.
The company that owns Chick-fil-A is owned by the Cathy family, who independently managed trust was instrumental in the foundation of Trilith Studios, the Atlanta studio most well known for its frequent work for Marvel.
Doesn't
So
mean
there
anything.
is a connection. Chick-fil-A's
Yeah,
got
but
some
here's the problem.
connections in that.
Then don't call it Chick-fil-A TV or whatever they're going to call it, because
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A has way too much money. That's the problem.
Oh, that's exactly, yeah.
You know, look
That's
at
exactly
Apple.
the problem.
Apple started Netflix. They make so much money they can make so many shows. Some are good, some are bad. Same with Apple. They've got $1 trillion. I don't think Chick-fil-A is $1 trillion company, but so
Matt just said unsubscribe, and I think that's what he'll probably be doing if he joins the Chick-fil-A.
oh, here we
stream.
go. Double Dare.
Double
That's what
Dare.
it was called. Damn it.
Yep, Double Dare. That's it. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Anyway, so Chick-fil-A working their way into the subscription space. I don't know. Like, I don't know about you guys. We're in like the UK and whatever, but they're getting fucking crazy, these subscription services.
Oh yeah.
It's just too
And
much.
It's just too much. And we were talking about just before we went on air about Google's Gemini Advanced, and we're going to come to the Google stuff in just a second.
Gemini.
Like
Never heard of it.
it's insane that you're paying all this money for these subscription services, right? Like you've got Netflix and Amazon Prime and YouTube, fucking whatever,
Premium.
Thank you. I couldn't
YouTube
remember
TV.
TV, yeah, all of that stuff.
Gotta have premium though.
Oh,
You got to, yeah, you're going to premium. It's true. I think with so did you notice with Gemini Advanced when you signed up for your free year, Jason, that you now have the ability to skip the commercials on YouTube?
That's YouTube Premium though.
No, because I don't have a premium account. But with my Gemini Advanced,
Does it give you the option to skip?
yes. So you know how
with
you have
YouTube
the
Premium,
countdown?
it doesn't. You don't even have commercials. Period. You don't skip anything. You just
Yeah.
keep going.
So with Gemini Advanced, I guess part of like the Google integration now is that you know how you have like a countdown for the commercial to finish, like 30
Correct.
seconds.
Yeah.
The skip button just pops up now, straight away.
But the benefit to YouTube Premium is with YouTube Music, you don't have you're limited to so many skips and
Yes.
commercials there too. And for me,
Yeah.
I use the music all the time. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
before
I
we
love
talk
that stuff.
about Pixel stuff for a second, can I? There's a
Why?
big in the world right now. There's a big gaming conference. I forget GameCon. I think it's called. I forget the name.
Gamescom.
Gamescom. Okay.
I don't know game.
So I love Indiana Jones. It's one of I think it's one of the greatest film franchises of all time. And they just released a trailer.
Game's
for the
looking
new
good,
Indiana
man.
Jones game, and I want to show the trailer. So I'm going to pull this up now. And this
I
is
swear
not
to God, Darren, you better be the trailer.
Okay, so this is the trailer for the Indiana Jones game. And I want you to tell me what you think, because I think it looks pretty fucking awesome.
Does look good.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
The sweat on his hand.
Yeah, I know. So good, eh?
Machine Games. They did Dude.
That piano, man.
I love it. The font
Myths.
is famous.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried. Just waiting to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Looks so fucking good.
Throughout history,
I like the first person.
mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle. I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up? patron of the fallen angels, protector of the Chirkulimani, the Great Circle. You have any idea how old that was?
Okay, I got two questions,
See?
two concerns.
Yes.
I'm a PC gamer, so the requirements to run that game that well is probably going to be pretty stiff. I mean, I can run it on what I have, but it's going to be hard. Second, like Half-Life Alyx, I hope this is available in VR at some point.
It,
would be
honestly,
badass in VR.
It'd be pretty cool.
that looks like what the last 3 Indiana Jones movies should have been.
Yes,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
That's what I
And
was
that's,
gonna say.
I think fans are gonna be
Aaron.
thrilled to fucking play that game.
Is this an Xbox exclusive? 'Cause it
No.
said Xbox.
Xbox, PS5, PC.
Man, I'm gonna play. I love PC. I can't do controllers. I have to have a keyboard and a mouse. But I
Yeah.
would still love to have it in VR. I'm trying to get this VR kit going. It's pretty fun.
I'll be honest with you. Like I saw when I'm
looks
not
really
I'm
good.
not a really big game guy, but I saw that and went, "Fuck, I've got to get that." Like I've got
Not
to
only are
play
you
that.
watching a movie, you're actually making the movie. It feels like
Well,
'cause
that's-
you're in
yeah.
it. You're in it. Yeah, it's really
I
cool.
know. It's amazing.
Movie games always make me nervous though, because they're always hyped like crazy,
Yes.
and they
Yeah.
don't always pan out. Lately, they've been getting better. Movie
Yeah.
games have been getting better, but they don't always pan out.
No,
So it always makes me nervous when you get a movie game because you know it's going to be hyped.
it's the same going the
Yeah.
other way though. Games go into movies or TV
Yeah.
shows and things as well.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
Well, look at
Yeah, yeah.
Borderlands.
It's very
whatever the
or
fuck
Halo.
it's-
Like
yeah.
Halo's
Oh
terrible.
my god, Halo was terrible.
Mate.
The series on Paramount, you mean? The
Oh, yeah.
TV show?
Yeah, that was
It
that.
was
too,
okay.
yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah,
great.
alright.
The Borderlands, yeah, it's
supposed to
gotten
be
bad.
Halo.
But you know what?
though. Ugh.
I like senseless action. If it's not, critics like I don't know what kind of music you guys like. For example, Eminem released a new album, and it was really well. I shouldn't say very well listened to, but it was
Houdini's
critics-
pretty good. I listened
Yeah,
to
the
that.
cr-
That was good.
What was it?
Houdini.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Eminem got hit because he's trying to cancel himself pretty much, and critics killed the album because it is pretty bad. But I love the album; it's great, and it's
Yeah.
selling millions. So when you say a movie's terrible, I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Like Madame
It
Web.
depends. It depends.
Oh,
on the
I
movie.
never watched Madame Web.
Oh my
I couldn't.
god, that was
I
horrible.
couldn't.
That was bad.
Yes.
I can't believe I watched that movie.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah. I love how you say Madame too. It's
Madame
very,
Web.
very protective. It's very. It sounds better coming out of Dan's mouth because it's a bit
Well,
more.
because I'm American and we don't.
Yes,
No, I'm just kidding.
I was a little bit more European sounding.
Yes,
Sorry.
that's true. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Now we're gonna talk about what we've been here to talk about, and that is Pixel. All right, and we can talk about games all day long and AI, but if we don't talk about Pixel, fucking our fans are gonna uproar and burn
Aaron,
the fucking.
why are we talking about Pixel? If it's not Apple, it's not shit. What do we
Shit, I
care about
know.
Pixel?
I mean,
for?
it's pretty close to Apple now.
But before,
Ooh,
oh
shots
god,
fired.
Dan.
Oh, yeah.
we'll come back to that in just a second. But before
Had to get
we
it
do
in
that,
there.
we've actually got a hell of a little memorial because Google has officially killed another product.
Oh god.
And I know, Jason, I don't know if you've seen this. So I know, Jason, you wore a Fitbit for a little while. I know he's crying.
I still
right now.
have
It's
it. My
sad.
Sense 2.
I
My
know.
wife's got a Sense 2.
They're
and my
killing
daughter
off
has a Sense 2.
Fitbit.
So the today, yes,
Hold
a couple
on.
of days ago.
Dan, they're killing off Fitbit in the traditional sense, like the
Sense,
Fitbit
yeah.
only watches. Now it's Google with Fitbit.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's
so-
kind of like Microsoft Lumia. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it's when you get this like transition away from the brand being the brand to it's actually part of this brand,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
usually it doesn't work out very well.
Here's the problem. Fitbit had these watches, which I have, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of battery life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pixel 3, I guarantee, is a day. Even the
Yeah.
large one, it's a day,
Yep.
day and a half
Yeah.
max.
Yeah.
See, I don't understand why they don't leverage the battery technology from Fitbit.
It's not the
And
battery
throw that
technology,
into
it's
the
the
Pixel.
software. Because
Yeah.
the Fitbit does not run Wear OS. It runs a very dumbed down version.
Yeah.
Like on a smartwatch where if you have smart cameras, you'll get a little picture.
Yes.
These don't do that.
Do that, yeah.
There's not a lot of responses with text messages sometimes. There are some
Well,
limitations
listen,
to it, but
the grandparents who walk the malls are going to be very upset at this loss. young people who don't know about smartwatches who get their first Fitbit. I don't know about you, but Fitbit was my first fitness / smartwatch.
Really?
It's
Oh,
yeah,
the
it was
the Sony. Was it Samsung or Sony? The first Wear watch.
Actually, sorry,
The
I have to
Sony.
correct
Oh
myself.
my God, that was no, the Samsung with the big screen.
Yeah,
That kind of remember that one? What was it?
the
called?
one that wrapped. Oh,
Yeah, it was a huge screen.
I can't remember what it was called now.
That
I
thing
know
was
which one
I
you're
had-
on about. But I had the
Yeah.
I had the Fitbit, and then I got the Microsoft Band.
Ooh,
I
I had
got-
Microsoft Band for a little bit too.
I had the Nike Fuel Band.
Oh, I wanted that so much.
That's
at the
because
time.
you're
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was, I
pretentious.
guess, technically my first smart wearable. I mean, it basically counted steps, and that was it.
Yeah, but you know
But-
people who
Looked
don't
cool.
have who want a
Looked amazing.
Fitbit like watch, they can
Yeah.
go to Amazfit and it's cheaper and they're very
Yeah,
good watches.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
It's true.
So so Google's killing off Fitbit. The Pixel Watch is now, their watch. We saw it coming. I'm going to be honest with you. I reckon they're going to kill off the A series line. I think that's next in the chopping block. I don't think
Why-
we're going to see.
They might as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see an A series phone this year. I think the 9 is the A series phone.
Honestly, though, I think they'd be beneficial to have the XL, the Pro, the 9, and a 9A. But the problem with it, if they're all the same processor, the only thing you're going to
Exactly.
change is the hard or like the physical feel of the plastic. People buy cheap phones that are good, and the A series has generally sold good. I don't know about the 8A, but the last two sold very well.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
but I think
Have any of you
they're
guys pre-ordered the Pixel Watch 3?
no.
No.
I'm in a conundrum. I use that word, I know. So
You-
the Pixel 3 45 millimeter, I want to get it because not only do I have the Pixel 2, which will give me 230 or 224,
Yeah.
but I got $100 credit from a
Yes.
from a Pixel Super Fans thing I had a long time ago. So my thing is the LTE, they give you 2 years for free. But if you guys didn't notice this, and I don't know about the UK, but in the US, it says 2 years of data for free on them. But if you're not on Google Fi, you won't
Yeah.
get calls.
Oh.
So the data
What?
goes to Google Fi. So if
Yeah.
your service isn't with Google Fi, you can't get the phone calls. Only the text messaging will go through. So like if you're on AT&T and you buy the Pixel 3 LTE, you get 2 years of data only, not voice. But if you're a
Right.
Pixel Fi user like I am, I would get the phone call. So I could basically get that LTE
Watch
watch
for nothing.
for $150.
Yeah. That's
I
pretty
thought
good.
about it, but I don't know.
I'm secretly hoping they just send me one, but I don't think that's going to happen. They usually send watches out.
Hey Google,
but-
send me one, not Darren.
Yes, I know. Send it to Jason. I want to try the bigger version because I really liked the Pixel Watch 2.
Yeah.
It was a good smartwatch. I'm pissed off though that they didn't give it a fucking sapphire screen. If fucking OnePlus can do that on a $400 watch, their 2R,
Okay, but
Google can do it too.
Apple has Sapphire, but it's from what I understand, it's a coating.
No,
In
it's
my
not a
Pixel-
coating.
in-
It's
in my
actually
Pix-
glass.
Well, my Pixel 2, I've never had any
Yeah.
problems with it. I never broke the screen.
I know, but I'm clumsy and I like to run into doors.
Well, that's
and
a you
fucking-
problem.
I know. I know. But
I hit
you know what I'm
everything with
saying?
my watch.
Dan has the same
Got dogs
problem.
trying to chew him and all sorts of shit.
Yeah. It pisses me off that they didn't do that with this iteration. You would think that a little bit better materials might warrant, the
So the
third
Pixel 3
generation,
doesn't
but-
have any newer hardware, is what you're saying.
no newer
bigger,
hardware apart from
but, yeah.
size. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And it still can't be repaired. You can only replace them. So on the iFixit, I think it was iFixit something came out and said, hey, nope, can't repair it, can only replace it, which is kind of a waste of resources, but sure. But anyway, let's talk about the big release, and that is the Pixel 9, 9 Pro, and 9 Pro XL. And I'm sure next week we'll be talking about the Fold too. So, Devin, you have the 9. Jason and I have the Pro XL. Dan, you're thinking of buying, maybe thinking again?
I don't know at the minute. don't
He's
know.
thinking about it. He's pondering
know.
it. He's pondering it.
I hate this case. I don't like this.
Yeah, I have one on
It'd
mine,
mean
to
swapping
be
out
honest.
it'd mean swapping out the Xperia.
Do you like the Xperia that much? Are you pretty linked?
There's a fair bit this year I don't like about it, but when I use it, I really like using it.
Yeah. Honestly, if
it's really,
it was available
it's really
in the US,
good. It's really fast.
I would have bought it
It's-
if it was available in the US. It just wasn't here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
report that.
The build is just perfect as well. So it's like, and I'm using my Pixel 8 Pro at the same time. Like, well, it's not going to be really that much drastic of a difference.
So
I'll say design is different. That's what you were going to say, right, Jace? Yeah.
Well, for me, it was, so I had the Pixel 8 Pro and I sold it a while ago, which I wish I wouldn't have. I usually keep the Pixel the whole year. But there's so many phones coming out that, I don't get free stuff like a lot of bigger YouTubers get. So I got the 9 Pro, and I noticed the biggest thing is people complain Pixel software is terrible. It is not.
No.
The
No.
Gemini, the integration, the phone screening, everything about it, like even like your text messages, they filter out spam.
Yep.
It's, the Gemini thing is a little complicated because there is still Google Assistant, which makes no sense. But generally, I miss the software.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
and
software
all
to
the
me has
YouTubers-
always been like a strong point for Pixel. Like,
What is
Yeah.
it?
it's always been quite a strong
it's
sort of
one of the
point
best
for
parts of the
Pixel.
phone. Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
know
they're
it's
a
what I
software
think.
company first, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this year they kind of stepped it up with the hardware. Not
Yes.
YouTubers are blowing it way out of proportion. They're like, oh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's really good. I don't think
Yeah.
it's the best, but it's definitely really, really good.
Yeah.
And that visor is not as bad. What I want to know, who's got the fold? I want to
Yes.
see the fold.
Yeah.
Well,
no
that's what I'm.
reviews on it yet. Right?
That's kind of what I've been debating. Like, if I
'Cause I
do
saw
swap the
this one.
Xperia out, I'm gonna get the Fold.
yeah.
I want to trade this in, but I don't want to buy something that we already know that the G4 is not going to be a powerhouse, and I don't care. My use of this phone so far, the 9, I've had no issues. It's
G3, the G3 is fine for me. Like, I have
Yeah.
no issues with it.
generally
at
the
all.
G2 was terrible in the Fold. I hate to say
Yeah.
this, the G2 was terrible, but
Yeah, G1, G2 weren't great. Well, 3 is pretty good, and 4 should be a little bit
well,
better.
they're saying that again. We're always talking about the next step. They're saying that the 10 is going to have that new die
Yeah,
and
die.
3mm, all that.
I read an article today about the G4 and the chick in charge of the G4 at Google. She said that they weren't focused on like horsepower, but they were looking at it from a use case perspective.
Well,
So they
NPU
wanted,
too.
yeah, and so basically what you said is, they're not going out to break benchmarks. They're not trying to do that. What they're trying to do is get the most for each use case that someone would use their phone for, to have the most processing power they can for that one event. So for example, like you want to take 4K video, okay, then the processor is going to be good enough for that. But if you wanted to, I don't know, use the Gemini Live and you wanted to have a full-on conversation for 20 minutes, it's got to be able to do that as well. And I think one of the things I noticed from the jump from the G3 to the G4 is it's very, very smooth, and probably the smoothest the Pixel has been in years.
Yeah, but
It
here's my
feels-
problem.
Probably more optimization, though, isn't it? And I think they're saying that they're focused on this, but is it more? Well, we're not focused on benchmarks. Well, because you can't get anything more out of it yet until you actually go
That's
to
exactly what I was
TSMC
gonna
next
say.
year.
They're
like,
stuck with Samsung.
You're stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't
Yeah.
get more out of what they have, and they have done the best they can probably with what they've got.
Yeah.
But you saw in the live stream, if you watched it, Gemini works just as good on the
Other
Samsung
phones,
S24 Ultra, and I'm assuming in the interview with Mr. Who's the Boss, or not Mr. Who's the Boss, Michael Fisher, Apple's going to have just as much fun with Gemini as well. It may not be as deeply integrated, but we know that Google is a software company first.
Yeah.
So let's
It's not
talk about
great. It's
Gemini.
not great though, is it? When you've got like a phone that's over £1,000 here,
Yeah.
and the chipset is no more powerful than a mid-range Snapdragon, and less efficient.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask you, Devin. So, Devin, you've had the Pixel 9. I know you just got it today, so you're probably still playing with it. But give me like initial impressions. How do you feel about it so far after you unboxed it and did all that fun stuff?
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with it yet. I haven't played any games, haven't done anything like that. Honestly, I think the biggest thing I've noticed so far is the fingerprint reader.
Yes.
Real
It's so much better.
It's
Yeah.
so nice.
Some of the reviews are like, "Oh, it's not that much better." Are you kidding me?
Oh,
I barely
it's
tap the
much
screen and
better.
it logs me. And the face.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway.
It's been on the Samsung phones. I get it, but it's a nice upgrade for the Pixel.
You think it's funny though? Like they've been complaining about the fingerprint reader in the Pixel for like years,
and
ever since it's gone to the 6 series, and like now they're like, well, it's not that much better.
Yeah, no,
Here's
it's
my
better
thing with
It's
Android.
definitely better.
See,
It's definitely
this is
better.
why I like Android, because if you're not 100% on the Pixel brand, you can buy the Xperia, you can buy the Vivo, the Oppo,
Yeah.
the OnePlus, the whatever, and that's fine. And I'm not saying Apple makes bad phones. I'm not leading that way. But if Apple makes a 16 and you just don't like something about it, oh well, because they only have one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people who are Apple fans are okay with that because they're locked in. So
Yeah. So
can we talk about the elephant in the room though?
Yeah.
I know
Gemini.
I've put on weight, like, but Jesus.
Oh,
What was
jeez.
that?
I said I know I've
You
put
look-
on weight, like, but you know.
You look good, Dan. You look good, buddy. Don't worry. The camera adds 20 pounds. Don't worry.
So
Only 20.
Gemini is amazing. For those of you who have signed up for your
No.
year of free trial,
Yes.
it really is good.
It is
Gemini
really
Live
good.
is
Yeah.
freaky. Like I know ChatGPT is good too, but you're limited because you have to pay. Here's my problem. Gemini is amazing. Google One is amazing, and I was already paying like $30 a year for the 200 gig or whatever it was. So here's the problem. Now, Gemini wants to say, here's a free year.
If you want to say hi to the people nearby, go right ahead.
Say hi for me.
Hi, I hope you're having a good time. What are you working on today?
A podcast? Come on, no. But Gemini is $30 a month
Month,
after
yeah.
the year. Here's my thing.
More
2
subscriptions,
terabytes is
boom.
great. Gemini Advanced and Live is great. You throw in YouTube Premium, I'll
Yeah.
cancel YouTube, and I'll pay for it because
Yeah.
that's worth it to me. But if you
Yeah.
don't throw in for one user, I know family users is different. I only have the one, and I was grandfathered. I was paying $10 a month for a long time. But if they do that, I'm in. But they're not.
It's
It's
no.
a money grab,
Yeah.
and they know that you're gonna get locked in for a year. They're hoping you get used to it and love it, and you don't want to. So that's my
Here-
thing. If you use more than 2 terabytes of space, you're screwed.
Yeah.
I know I don't, but
My fear is that next year your phone comes with you have to pay the subscription as well. So you're going to be paying $1,500 for the phone, and then you're paying $20,
Ooh, I hope
$30 a
not.
month. I honestly feel like that's where we're going. I understand they want to make money, right? That's what it's about. And they realize that people are willing to pay subscriptions for stupid shit.
But who do we know who's going to pay right now? Apple and Google are
I
the only
don't
ones
know.
100% saying they're going to.
Samsung said it too. No,
did-
Samsung too. Yeah,
They-
it's on there.
Yeah.
They're kind of on the fence, though. I thought on that.
No, it says that it will be
In the
you
small
would be-
print.
Small print.
Well,
it
here's the
said-
problem with Samsung
Yeah.
AI. It's Google's AI.
Shit.
So
It is.
it doesn't matter. We're not paying Samsung
Yeah.
if we got Google. So
Listen, I'm not paying $20 a month for Bixby.
hey,
Bixby can
I
suck
will
the
tell you
dick.
this. I did this free trial, and I have an Asus Zenfone 11 Ultra, and I opened up one, updated my because it's
Yeah.
the same across, and I can actually use Gemini Live on the Asus.
Yeah. See,
So
there
it
you
doesn't
go.
matter if you have Pixel or
Yeah.
not. If you're paying for that level,
Yeah.
I don't know about Apple, but any Android phone.
But the
You can use it.
integration, I think that Google's doing, what they're going for is that Google are trying to make their devices
Yeah.
talk to each other. All their apps, all their services, they're trying to make that a thing. And I get that. And I think maybe not, I don't know, maybe this year, maybe next generation, whatever. When they get it going, we're going towards that world that we all envisage, which is like from that movie Her, right? Where he opens up his foldable, it talks to him in Scarlett Johansson's voice, and they have an interaction, and it knows your emails, it knows your life. I think that's coming really, really fast.
I told you that story before we got online on the air that I was using Gemini Live, and I said, "Hey, me and my wife, we're not having trouble." But I made a joke. My wife was sitting at a kitchen table, and I said, "Hey, me and my wife are having trouble. We argue a lot. We don't talk much. Blah blah." And it said, marriage is a complicated thing. Communication is key. And I said something else, and it got to the point where it was like, "How about I role play as your wife, and we can try to work out the issues that might be there?" And I'm like, "Holy
yeah.
my
Did you
wife.
do it?
So me and my wife are not
Sounds
divorced,
like-
and no, I'm just kidding.
Sounds like
He's
Gemini
married to
kinda-
Gemini.
Me and Gemini
Gemini's trying to
proposed to
take your
Gemini.
AI
The
friend
future.
to.
Well, I proposed to
Oh,
Gemini.
there
She
you go.
said I'll have to come back for later after an update. So we're gonna wait,
Right.
but we'll get there.
Now, can I ask you a quick question? Do you have the ability to change the voice of your Gemini
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't. We got one fucking voice
That's
here.
because you're in Canada,
One
duh.
voice. I know.
No one cares
Well,
about
I don't
Canada.
want I don't want a guy talking to me. I know that sounds crazy. I respond better
I
to
can't remember who I picked.
energy.
I
I'm
really
just
can't remember who I picked.
Right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, we have one guy. It's like Barry from fucking New York.
Barry.
It'd be great if it was
Why is
Trudeau.
that?
Trudeau,
Why is
yeah.
that different?
I don't know.
Here-
I don't know.
Here, you want to hear the voices?
Yeah, I don't have any.
That's
you like
no-
what you hear? Choose
That's the
to
one,
start
the
talking.
default.
That's Nova.
Nova.
Feel free to keep exploring until you find the perfect voice.
Pegasus.
Okay.
You can always change voices later. I'll be
Yeah.
here whenever
See-
you're ready to talk.
Yeah, I'm hot.
I like that.
Vega.
That's yeah.
If you're curious about the other voices, swipe to explore or pick me to start talking.
That's Ursa.
Ursa.
It's good to meet you. Give me
What
a
the
chance.
fuck? How do you have so
Check
many
out the other
voices?
options.
That's Eclipse.
Yes.
Maybe
They're
if I
just
can
the ones
stop
in his
you,
head.
me and I can
Yes.
Oh,
choose.
Dan, there's one coming that you're gonna laugh at.
I'd be honored to be the voice you choose for Gemini.
No.
But let's face it, the other voices are great too.
Here you go.
Choosing a voice is tricky, but hopefully it's not. Here's hoping I'm your voice
It's a
of
Cockney
choice.
accent.
That's a horrible accent. I'm
what
sorry.
was that?
It's supposed to be British. It says British accent. Higher voice.
It was almost like it was trying to do a Haley Atwell sort of thing.
Well,
Yes.
from what the reviews have said, it's like a cheap British accent in a movie you'd watch in the US
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, the accent that nobody
Maybe
here
I'm the voice
talks.
that's right for you, but there are quite a few to choose from.
That's Devin.
Fucking pissed off that I can't change my fucking voice.
I'll be here whenever you're ready to talk.
That's it. I can't remember who I had.
I just
think
have a
I had,
Pixel 9, so you know.
I think I had Lyra.
I'd be honored to be the voice you choose for Gemini. But let's face
There you
it,
go.
the other
It doesn't really matter who I choose because I can change it whenever I want.
It's all right. I'll just have Barry talk to me the
Just
whole
rub
time.
it in.
Yes.
I want
Uh,
Scarlett Johansson. Like
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
want
pissed.
too.
I'd
Yeah.
subscribe for that.
I on 100. So
I'd
I
pay $35.
fucking, I would
More,
pay
more.
60, $100 a month for that shit. No problem. No problem. Yeah. I just wanted to whisper sweet nothings. Okay. Anyway, that actually brings us
Sweet
to the end
everythings.
of everything. Yes.
Wow.
See, I wonder if Google, just before we wrap up, I wonder if Google give you the ability like Apple does to record your own voice for the assistant. You know, like, or have someone do it for you.
So what I've noticed in like the photo generation, you can't
Yeah.
do
People.
human jet, and it tells you that,
Yeah.
but they're working on it.
Yes.
I wouldn't be, Meta already does that with popular YouTubers like Mr. Beast, and you can like
Yep.
Instagram, and they have like AI built around his voice. It'll come.
Yep.
Could you imagine that? Your boss could call and you could say you're sick, and you're like, "Hey, use my voice, act like you're
Yeah.
sick," and you could like,
Oh my
say,
God, that'd be perfect. That's the dream right there.
I mean,
But
if you're
anyway-
listening, my employers, I'm
He's
fine.
perfectly fine. He's perfectly fine. I'm sure we're gonna have more to talk about next week with the Pixel Fold coming in hot. I think Monday. I think the embargo ends
Ooh.
for the Pixel Folds. We're
Did
gonna
anybody order the Fold here?
I've had my.
It's a lot of
it's in
money.
my fucking cart. I
know.
Thing now for
I've
forever.
ordered the Pixel Watch 3 8 times and canceled it.
Canceled, yeah. So my thing is, because you get the Google Store credit. So when I bought my Pixel 9
Yes.
Pro Fold, I got like $400. So I'm like,
With a trade-in?
with it,
Damn,
no,
dude.
no, with it, that and a trade in, the $400 and a trade in. That's a
So it's like
$1,000 off.
$4,000 after that in Canada,
Yeah,
right?
I know. I still can't afford it, but I'm thinking about it. But so I sent you the screenshot on Amazon here in Canada. They're giving you $475 Amazon gift card if you pre-order the Pixel Fold from Amazon.
Yeah, but I
which
don't want
was
a
like,
gift card. I want cash off the device.
that's what I
don't
want
a
too.
gift card.
That's why the Google credit's a better deal, right? That's why.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. for sure.
Anyway, so Pixel Pro 9 Pro Fold coming in hot next week. That's the one I think we're all going to have a lot to say. And I know that Mike, Average Dad, he's already asked to come back next week because he's got a lot to say about the Pixel Fold. So we'll be having him back on, I think, next week if everything goes according to plan and it actually gets released. But that's
Did
the
you
end of
just
another
tease
show.
He might be back. Is that what you said?
Yes, he's coming back, buddy. He's coming
All
back.
right.
Now, I just got to give a big shout out to Mike. If you're listening, Mike has plugged the Texas Shoppers podcast twice
Yes.
in 2 separate
Thank
videos.
you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And, Devin, he does it by word of mouth. He throws flyers out in his local neighborhood.
He
which we
puts like
appreciate.
the telephone poles and he staples them,
Telephone
like,
poles.
Yeah.
Dan has
Actually
strung up.
got a shirt made.
Yes,
Very similar to
exactly.
this. I just walk around.
Nice.
Like, hey
Or you
guys,
could do what I
wanna
did.
watch?
I accidentally text the wrong person. I text someone at work,
There you go.
and now they
Yep.
know I do this. And the guy goes, "You know what? You actually look happy when you do that." So I must not be happy at work.
Well,
Well, Dan strung up some paper cups and string all across the UK. So just look for one of those sticking out of a telephone pole, or
that's just how we
whatever.
communicate.
It's how we communicate.
Too much rain.
Um,
you know, yeah.
But for those of you who are discovering us on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any of those great places, subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff, and check out these lovely gentlemen here. Right, Jason, Devin, Dan, they all got their own respective things going on. They're all great guys doing great things. And you can check those guys out too. And we will be back next week with another jam. That was fucking a lot. We talked about a lot today.
We didn't
Another
get to half
jam
the stuff we
pack.
were
I
going
know
through.
the run list was like we got through 5 things on the run list today, but that's okay.
I blame Dan.
I blame Dan. Yeah, Dan's he's just too handsome for the podcast. We look at him. I get distracted.
good.
I just can't.
That's
help it.
good.
That's why I was sleeping just beforehand, just to get my beauty sleep ready for this.
Well, it worked, buddy. It worked. All right. On that note.